beats, y'all. Hold up. Oh boy, I'm not in the right position. Hold up. Oh boy. Microphone. Hello, microphone. Hello, microphone. Hello. Hello, love. Good to see you. It's very good to see you. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? It's R9cast, the official Digital Congo Creature Super Dope Show for Electron Bandit. Reservoir 9 representing representing turn the music off. Representing other plate. Representing AC's on today because it's hot. So hot today. Representing all games. Representing stuff, the good stuff. Yeah, whatever. I just wrote a song today. I did one of my quickies. I do it like 3 hours average. I'm not like, I'm gonna do 3 hours and then it's gonna be a song. I don't do that, but it just happens to be that way. Before I continue, if you want to be part of the conversation, Discord, okay. No, not Discord. No, screw Discord. I need subs on YouTube. That's what I need. So let's do that. Let's do that today. I need. This is what I need. So everybody in Facebook. Hi, my people. Sub to my channel. Poor favor. Much thanks. I'm dumb. Water sucks, and I did it wrong. Can you delete? How do you do this? Hold on, let me see. I gotta fix this now. Oh, there it popped in. Okay, that's good. That's good. Water sucks. It really, really sucks. That's the best part of that damn movie. Anyway. So yeah, as the title may allude to blah blah blah. We're gonna talk about Returnal. I have not played Returnal, but I watched some gameplay of Returnal, going from the Crimson Sea to whatever the next biome is after that. That's what I saw. Yeah, we could talk about that a little bit. But the song I wrote today is called No. N-O. I'm not going to give any juicy uh-huhs about it yet, because I just wrote it. And, I got to tweak and drag and click and drag. I got to tweak it up and stuff. And also, got to finish writing it. Get started on the second verse. I wrote the hook. Then I wrote the first verse. Then I started on the second verse. Then it's time to do the show. So I didn't get a chance to finish it. But I'll probably finish it If I don't finish it tonight, probably tomorrow, maybe, probably. I don't know. We'll see. But I definitely got to do some more with the music right now. It's just, because I did it all today, so I just laid down the track real quick, bleep, 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 and there's like really nothing there yet. But I like the hook. I'm trying to be more musical with my stuff. I like the hook. I like oh man. Sorry, I gotta mute. Oh no, I can't pause that one. I gotta mute all these things. Okay. And let's pause. Alright, good. I like the hook. I'm gonna work on it. I might spit the first verse again, maybe, or maybe just the first half of the first verse. I'll see. Yeah, that's about it. It's more okay. So each song represents an emotion, if you will. Some are happy, some are like, yo, I'm gonna have to smack you upside the internet right quick because you trying to talk shite. So guess what's up? Smack. Some are like that. Some are more creative, like, oh, this is about blah, 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 getting all deep into the kind of character work and stuff. And some are just like frustration. That's what today was. It was it's a song that doesn't sound like it's a song about frustration, but if you listen to the lyrics, it is about frustration, about things. And, people, if you look at the words and you hear them and you're like, oh, it's about a relationship or it's about something else. That's why I don't purposefully write that way. I'm not like, oh, I'm so smart, I'm gonna write it in this double entendres all over the place, and quadruple entendres, and I just tend to write. I mean, like most writers, you write how you feel. That's the easiest way to write, obviously, but more so that I'm trying to write so that it conveys the emotion on a couple of different levels, where it's just not, hey, I'm on the money Lamborghinis. Yeah. I mean, like, okay, that's about money and Lamborghinis. It's not too deep. Like, I'm not trying to be deep. I'm not trying to be like that. It's just how it comes out sometimes. Most of the time. Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. So I like this one. Because, like Bridget will hear the hook and be like, oh, that's about this, that, and the third. It's like, I mean, yeah, sure. If that's how you see it, that's how it is. It is not my place to tell you how to interpret things. So, and that's the world. That's the world in a nutshell. Lessons over. For homework, please go to chapter 29, page 250B, and copy the third paragraph's second word. That is your homework. Like, wait a second, third, just seeing if you were paying attention, students. I was starting to sound like Cat Williams for a second. This is paying attention. Anyway, so I've been bouncing around Twitter, and so there's two. Let's talk about Returnal real quick for 2 hours. So. The internet is split into two, of course. It's the bots versus the ponies. In all honesty, robots beat ponies for the most part because it's a robot. And I'm not talking about no Isamo, no stupid dog, that Sony made, the dumbass dog robot or a vacuum cleaner robot. I'm talking about Terminator. I'm talking about the movie we just saw, a movie with the robots and the family. Is pretty good on Netflix. And guess who did the animation? Sony. Remember when I was doing last week? I was talking about who about the Over the Moon movie. Sony did the animation. Guess what? Another movie, but this is an actual. I think this is an actual. Yeah, this is a Sony movie. This time they claimed it. Sony did another movie for Netflix. If Sony had their own streaming platform, this could have been an exclusive, right? It could have been a AAA exclusive animated feature for them. But nah, they selling all their stuff out. So, I mean, I guess it's like timed exclusive. And then when they actually decide to do a streaming service one day, it's not that PlayStation Plus movie pass. No, that's not it. But if that is it, well then, okay. Then they could put all their movies that are out of contract from Netflix and dump them there, I guess. I mean, is it smart? I don't know. Because it's like, oh, they're going for the quick money. That's what Sony's doing, like going for the quick or safe money. Let's say that, right? They're going for the quick money, the safe money. So they're putting the movies on Netflix, get that quick check. Then later, the contract runs out. They get the movie back. They can put it on something else, renew it with Netflix, or put it on their other stuff, try to get some subs. But the whole point of having new, fresh, and juicy stuff on your platform is to get subs. But Sony don't want to play the sub game yet. I mean, they want to keep their PSN, the PS Plus players, right? They want to keep all that. But, you know, they want to keep that money. But they don't want to invest in anything new. They don't want to adjust. They don't want to adapt to the situation that is now. Now, the situation is Game Pass is kicking your ass up and down the industry right now. We just got some new games that were announced for Game Pass that was like, oh, that's day and date too? Okay. It's going to be just like, yeah, it's supposed to, it's day and date, right? Yeah, of course it is, because that's everything is. And you got to pay $70 on PlayStation. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, hey, that's the narrative is already here. That Game Pass is the greatest deal in gaming, right? It is the Netflix of gaming. I mean, they tried to say that from the beginning, right? And like, oh, they're trying to be the Netflix of gaming. They did it. 23 million subs already. They got 5 million. We talked about this later. 5 million subs in 3 months. They did it. Or 4 months or 3.5, whatever. So, I mean, Sony could try to catch up, but that's like Blockbuster trying to catch up. They tried. Believe me, I was delivering them stupid Blockbuster mail-in envelopes, trying to be like Netflix. It didn't work. So, anyway, Returnal. So, you got one side of the internet, Twitter, talking about, oh my god, this graphics is so delicious and beautiful. And then Digital Foundry's in the middle, talking about, oh man, it looks cool and they did the right choices about the game and it's great. And then the bots on one side talking about, that game is 1080p? This is supposed to be next gen. The game is 1080p? How is 1080p 60 next gen? Please explain. Please explain. Hold on, I got to think. There it is. Please explain. One of my ears was out. Please explain how 1080p 60 is next gen. Technically, it's not. Just saying. Technically, and this was my prediction last. No, this is my prediction over Twitter. I didn't say it last. Did I say it? I might have said it last week, but I'm gonna say it now again. For the record, I gotta get this on tape. Here's the tape. Y'all ready? Make sure you press record so you can keep your receipts. Returnal will be on PlayStation 4. When? I'm gonna say 6 months. Six months. You know, maybe sooner, but I'm gonna say 6 months. Returnal. I was watching the gameplay today. I'm gonna tell you, he was in the Red Sea. He went to the next biome. I don't know what it's called. And I was looking at the graphics. I was like, that's not next gen. They trying to fool y'all. First of all, 1080p, not next gen. 60 frames, of course, the 60 frames is 1080p. Second of all, it's 1080p. Then it's upscaled. Whatchamacallit, temporarily upscaled through, I believe it's Unreal Engine. That's the engine. Unreal Engine to 1440p. So it's upscaled from 1080p to 1440p. Then it's checkerboarded up from 1440p to 4K. And they got the nerve to call that 4K. What the? Okay, there needs to be a standard. Okay, we can't be sitting here and be like, oh, I mean, native is hot garbage doo-doo. You don't want to look at it. But after we put all the frosting and stuff on it, it's not a doo-doo cake no more. It's delicious. Look at it. It's like, okay. Not going to eat it, though. Because when you get down down to it, it's still a doodle cake. You still serving doodle cake over here. Alright? So, doodle cake Returnal. I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, I mean, is it one of those bangers? I think, honestly, what Housemarque tried to do is merge a Souls-like with a roguelike and a third-person but bullet hell type shooter. They tried that. Were they 100,000% successful? No. And I'm going to tell you why. It's about quality of life. Now, there's two failures for Returnal in this respect. One failure is not because of Returnal. It's not Returnal's fault because of the one failure. One failure is Sony's fault. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate. One fault is Sony's fault. Sony's hardware engineering fault. Or software plus hardware, whatever. Sony's fault. Because and the second one is Housemarque's fault for game design. And they intertwine into each other to create the worst possible scenario. So, if you're playing the game, like, okay, first of all, it's a roguelike. Each run, when you think about a roguelike, you're not going to think about, I'm gonna spend 2 to 3 hours on a run. No, that's not a roguelike. That's something else. Right? That's something else. Right? So if you're trying to change the genre, that's not the way to do it. Because I saw one person, Neo Sparks Game, whatever his name is. He's online. He's on YouTubies. No, it wasn't him. Well, it was him. He had issues with the game because his game, he put it in rest mode, sleepy time rest mode, the PS5, and it decided to do a system update in the middle of the night, and he lost his progress. He lost his 2 whatever hours that he had played up to that point because there's no checkpointing. It's a roguelike, whatever. But he lost everything. And there's a few things that you can grab, or maybe one thing if you're lucky that you can grab per run that is consistent, that you keep for the next run, right? Like grappling hook, certain upgrades for your suit and stuff. And I'm like, alright, but everything else, like, getting double health or like, double health capacity or all these little upgrades and stuff, or getting like certain weapons and stuff, gone. And I'm like, okay, there has to be a balance here. Like, if you're gonna take so much away, you have to give the player a reason to keep coming back. Housemarque or Sony or somebody over there does not respect players' time. This is my main issue with Returnal. Without playing it, hearing it from everybody talk about, it's 2 hours, 3 hours per run. I'm like, first of all, no. I could probably carve out 2 to 3 hours for a run. Sure. Do I want to? Nah, son. Because unlike them hungry, thirsty Sony ponies over there who ain't got nothing to play. Oh, we got a new game. Let's just play that and nothing else because y'all ain't got nothing else to play. Sure, you're going to play that for 2 and 3 hours because you got nothing else to play. But us over here chilling with Game Pass, there's so many games that 2 hours on one game. What? Okay, let me think about that. No, not going to do that. Okay, for example, I was playing, I went back to the OG Xbox stuff. I was like, you know what? I never got through Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb. Let me try that. Right? So I got back in. I was like, oh yeah, I'm at this part with the spikes to come out, and then you fight a couple of guys, and then there's the bridge, and then the alligators, and you're an alligator. And I was like, all right, let's do that. I kept dying. I kept falling off of the jumping part, and the jumping, the movement in that game is horrible. I know David Jaffe may love that game, and there are some things about that game, like, I mean, it's OG Xbox, so it was a long time ago, but that controls really bad. And I was having issues on the bridge, and I died a whole bunch of times. And the thing about that is, I was a microsecond away from the next kind of checkpoint, if you will. So I kept dying. And what it would do, it would start you over from before the spikes. So before the spikes, you fight 3 guys in the temple. You go outside, you fight another 2, then you do and it was just a pain in the butt. because I had to keep doing it over and over. And it took me about a half an hour to get through that stupid part because of controls. Not because I was too hard, I couldn't beat the guy. No, because the controls, it was bad. And I was dying at a stupid part, and I was like, ah. And every time I died, and it popped me back to that part. Even though it's not 2 hours before, I was like, oh hell no. And I would go back to the homepage, and I would do something else real quick, cool down for a second, and then I go back and play. And then I go back, and it'll still be there, because I got a 1X, and it tends to keep the game running in the background, unless I launch another game or another like beefy app. I think I can launch YouTube in concert with a game as well, and it'll still have the game. I'm not too sure about that, but I finally got past that. I got to another part, blah blah blah. So I'm just like kind of trucking my way through that game just to get to the end. Aloha, legend. How are you? Thank you for showing up, Preesh. And I saw your toes on Instagram, and it was a sight to behold. It wasn't scary, but you do have a very long, pointy toe. Is that what it's called? The pointy toe? The second toe. The thumb toe? The thumb toe. The big toe and the pointy toe. Yours is very long. I was like, wow, you're like a hawker. Velociraptors. Speaking of velociraptors, sexy. Yeah, I mean, you had the black though. You know what I'm saying? Can't you always bet on black? That was, yeah. So I give it to you. Speaking of dinosaurs, we'll get back to Returnal in a second. Speaking of dinosaurs, I was playing Extinction. What's that game called? The extinction game with the dinosaurs on the dinosaur on Earth, but it's the dinosaurs. Second Extinction. That game, the girls dig it. Pretty sure. You roll up with your chancletas, you be like on your bike, your three-wheeler, be like, what's up, ladies? The twinkle toe sound. Second Extinction is good, but it's hard. If you like Left 4 Dead, zombie type, swarmy type game, Second Extinction is your game. It's hard. It's hard for me because I'm playing by myself. That's a game you need to play with people. I was playing it. I don't think the difficulty changes if it's one player or three players, because I was there and all the dinosaurs came out. I was like, hold up, okay, I gotta sit here and protect the ship while it reboots or whatever, because there's people trapped in it, and all these dinosaurs came out. It's like burrowing dinosaurs. They got little rock armor. I was like, okay, these fools is ridiculous. And then the big why is a triceratops all mad and angry and rolling over fools? Because that's what he does. He goes raw, and if he misses you, he rolls over you. I'm like, oh, okay, I can't. And he's fast. He's faster than the raptors. I'm like, how's a triceratops? Okay, maybe if he gets up to speed, I couldn't outrun him. I was like, you can't outrun the dinosaurs in that game. I was like, okay, I'm gonna outrun these fools. And I look back, and he's right there. Boosh. I was like, damn. If I were more into those type of games, I would be more into that game. But it's I gotta keep trying it. I only tried 2 characters so far. I tried the lady with the two main weapons. She can have her primary weapon and the secondary weapon. She could have 2 primary weapons basically. So she had a what'd she have? She had an assault rifle and a shotgun. And I tried her, and I got waxed with her. I was like, nope. And her special was I don't remember what her special was. Special talent or skill or whatever. But I tried the Jamaican lady. I forgot her name. And she's better because she heals. If she has a partial health bar come down, she heals it back up after time. I was like, okay, that's better. But yeah, that's definitely a co-op jam right there. You cannot play it. I mean, you could play it alone. And I'm sure some people are doing it, but I'm not like crazy good like that. Man, they would destroy me. And then plus, the first time I played it was daytime, and then the second time I played it was night. And it's way harder at night because it's hard to see the dinosaurs. It's dark, you can't see them. I was like, oh. So, but it's like for just like a free to play kind of co-op type of shooty dinosaur-y type of, I kind of like it. I was like, all right, there's a narrative, there's a story mode in it, and I was like, and that's all I've been playing. I didn't play the free roam thing where you can get upgrades and stuff. I think that's what I need to do, is do just like a run without doing the narrative, and just upgrade my character, because I think she's probably a little weak. And also, I haven't been utilizing the special skills that much, so that's my bad too. But Second Extinction is pretty dope. It kind of tickles that niche, not niche. It satiates that little of the Left 4 Dead type of swarmy enemies at you. And the dinosaurs get killed real good. You see bones and stuff sticking out, and it's pretty good. They got electrical dinosaur. That's another thing. I had these I could like put energy kind of spikes in the ground, and you link them up, and they like an energy fence basically. And I could have done that to corral them better, but I didn't, because I'm dumb. I did not strategize good enough, so that's my bad. So, but I'm gonna keep trying to get back to that. What else? Another game was the rain game with the little cloud. I started playing that, and it's like that's a cool little family game. Not bad. It's all right. Also started playing Sea of Solitude. That's about depression and stuff. And I guess the character's little brother was bullied, and there's all kind of stuff in there. That's okay. That's kind of like one of those games where it's like, I don't want to say flower, but it's kind of an abstract game like that, as far as the graphics and stuff. I do like the art style, but the monster in the water, like when you got to swim across little things to get to the other part, and the monster's in there, he's like going around stuff. He's fast. I was like, okay, you gotta watch him, make sure he's got a little path that he follows, so like make sure he's way over there, because he'd be like, turn around right away. He ate me a couple times. I was very upset, because the eating animation is very scary. So I don't know if you got little kids, and that monster might be nightmare fuel for them. So I don't know, but it is. I mean, honestly, it is more mature, maybe a young adult type of thing. Pre-teen to teens, sure. But yeah. So anyway, back to Returnal. So we've had. Do you have Returnal, by the way? Just wondering, because you are the expert on the PlayStation over here. You the PlayStation expert. And if you do have the Returnal, how far did you get? And on average, how long is each run? Yeah, I heard there's about 6 biomes. That's what I've heard. Not too sure how long the game is, but yeah, I guess it. Oh yeah, that's right. You did say about the $70. That's right. My bad. I did forget. Now I remember. That just says I'm not paying $70 for no games that I can think of right now. Yeah, you know what? I don't like, if it was God of War Ragnarok, I'd be like, all right, if it's just as good as the first one, then yeah, it's worth, different story obviously, but if it's like didn't even get better, but it's just as good, it's still good. It's still better than Returnal. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say Returnal. I'm going to say the God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West. What's the other sequel? There's another sequel coming. I mean, Ratchet and Clank. Those 3 games are going to be better than Returnal. I'm saying that right now. I'm saying that. I'm going to say God of War 2 and Horizon, maybe $70. Ratchet and Clank? I don't know. I don't think so. See, here's the thing, right? Legend says I'd pay $70 for God of War and not much other than that. I'm kind of in the same boat with you. Because God of War is the best game Sony ever made. I'm probably say it's probably the best game ever made. You know what I'm saying? As far as like checking all the boxes. But Ratchet and Clank. If you look at Ratchet and Clank, let's just Ratchet and Clank. Nope. Ratchet and Clank, right? So Ratchet and Clank if you look at what it is, break it down to the gameplay, it's an old ass game. Okay? Ratchet and Clank is an old ass game. Gameplay wise, it's an old ass game. Right? Was that PS2? They didn't come out in the PS1, didn't they? It was PS2, right? I'm pretty sure. I know it was PS2, but I don't think it came out in PS1. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's old, right? right? So that's the foundation of what Ratchet and Clank is. What they did was, sure, they're using the technology to make it better, but fundamentally, it's a 3D platformer shooter. That's all it is. That's all it's ever been. PS2 game. Thank you, Legend. So everybody's capping for this. Like, yo, oh my God, Ratchet Clank's so beautiful. I'm like, okay. I say this because I used to be a graphics whore. Because I was a Sega Master System fan. And part of being a Sega Master System fan versus NES was that the graphics were better. They had more colors, right? So that was the argument in the NES versus Sega Master System console wars, Sega versus Nintendo. Sega Master System had more colors, so the graphics were more colorful, i.e. the graphics were better. Yeah, whatever. And so that started, but my graphics whoredom started. It's really because of Sega, because their arcade games were like banging back in the 80s, and I was like, yo, they're killing it. And then Taito, they were pretty close too. And Data East had some stuff too, but I'm just saying. And Konami, they had, whatever, but they never did like first person. They always had beat 'em ups and stuff. And I don't count like Mortal Kombat with the digitized characters. That was just, the animation was so kind of janky on those games, and I was like, nah, B. Street Fighter 2 was pretty good, but it wasn't right. It wasn't quite there, but I still liked it. But I'm just saying, from back in the day, Sega made me like graphics, you know what I mean? Now, we got Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart. And I see what they're doing with the, with the going through the rifts and stuff, and that's cool. That's using the SSD, to make the gameplay kind of unique and different, and that's fine. But fundamentally, it doesn't change, or it enhances what the game was, but that type of game is old and played out. I mean, Nintendo can kind of still get away with that, like Breath of the Wild, because it was open world. Like, if Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart was truly open world that was linked to different, planets, like say you had, I don't know, seven different huge open world planets that had those rifts that you would jump back, that's different. But this is not the case. Ratchet and Clank is very choreographed. It's very specifically designed. Each level is designed a certain way. So that's why you can have all these graphics and all these cars and stuff moving around, because a lot of the stuff, it's not dynamic. It's scripted environments. So the only thing that isn't scripted is the enemies, right? And when you blow them up and all the particles. But you're running around. I was watching some gameplay. I was like, it's a PS2 game with better graphics. He's running around. He's smashing some crates and getting all the little giblets and the nuts and stuff. And I'm like, it's like Crash Bandicoot, except it's not mangoes or whatever he was collecting. I'm like, this is okay. I mean, and the funny thing is, right, Rivet, which is the female Wombax or whatever, Lombax, whatever the damn creature's called, she seems like a more interesting character than actual Ratchet. So I'm like, everybody's like Rivet, so it should be Rivet and Clank. Now they should kill off Ratchet. Sorry, Ratchet, I'm just saying. Rivet, everybody's sweating Rivet right now. You know what I'm saying? And also, maybe they should have made it a co-op game with Ratchet and Clank. Or Rivet and Ratchet and Clank. Rivatchet. Ravit. Whatever. Legend says, don't get it twisted. Ratchet and Clank is good fun with some new gameplay options, but at its core, still no style game. Exactly. That's what I'm exactly agree. 1,000,000,000%. And is it $70? Nah. 60? Sure. Yeah. I'll say 60. Yep. 60. And the thing is, it's like they got Insomniac making this game, right? They made the game. They make the best games. Basically, they make the best looking games. Even Sunset Overdrive, which is on the hot doodle Xbox One, right? The garbage one, still look beautiful. You know? Because they just good. And the thing is, it's like, I'm looking at Spider-Man. I'm looking at Ratchet and Clank. I'm looking at Sunset. I'm looking at all their games. And you see the DNA within all of the games. All of the games. The only difference about Ratchet and Clank is that it's not like open world. But you look at the animation, it's like, oh yeah, I guess they have the same animators. It makes sense. It's like you could feel it's a similar feeling. And I'm like, I mean, sure, I guess that's cool, but how long can they get away with kind of, I don't want to say palette swapping, but it's kind of that, because if you look at the game, it's a shooter slash beat 'em up, melee. Does it have a radial menu? Probably. Just a bunch of goofy weapons. All their games are like that. Even Spider-Man has the spider bomb and the this and then the electric spider whips, and it's like the same formula. So I mean, is that all they're gonna make forever and ever? They're a talented studio, but if you stay in your lane for too long, somebody else is gonna either pass you by, or that genre is gonna be like, yeah, we done. Next, we on battle royale. That's why Halo, when that comes out, it can't be battle royale. I mean, it has to have a battle royale, which it probably will. It can't just be regular Halo, because that's not what's up now. Legend says, nah, it's nothing like Crash Bandicoot. It's a shooter, and yeah, I know. I was just making the comparison with the smashing the crates. Shooter with new and interesting weapons, much more like modern shooters with different combat options, but at its core, it's just a collectathon. Yeah, that's another problem. It's like a shooter collectathon, and then they have boss battles, right? I believe they have boss battles. But I mean, it looks good, right? So it's like, oh, it looks so good, and that's the thing. A lot of like if you look at the checklist of like Sony exclusives, bangers, AAA, whatever. Good, it has to look a certain way. It has to look good, right? Even you look at Days Gone, Returnal, all these games, they look good. I'm not gonna say they're not. I mean, Returnal is 1080p, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? It still looks good for a 1080p game that's faking the funk. But that's the first thing. It looks good. Yeah, even Destruction All Stars, which is like hot trash, kind of, sort of. Not because it plays bad or anything. It's just a hollow game. There's nothing shallow. There's nothing in there. Looks good. But you can't just have a good... That's like a supermodel with no brains. This is stupid. Like, you stupid girl, but you look good, girl. Just stay there. Just don't say nothing. But I'm in there. Let me admire the silence of beauty. Or the beauty of silence. There it is. Legend says Crash Bandicoot is the game you're describing that never grew from its PS2. Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. And honestly, Ratchet and Clank fundamentally has not either. But I'll give the Rift things. Yes, production values gone up. So it's I would say Ratchet and Clank has gotten way more better than Crash has, but Crash has gotten better too as far as animation and how it looks, but it's like totally the same game, and it's like, nah. I wasn't interested in Crash in the beginning. The commercials were funny, but I was like, I don't really care about that game. It doesn't look like it's fun or anything. And Ratchet and Clank I never played, so yeah, I'm wondering how long that Sony can kind of get away with doing, like, they have some bangers in the chamber that's gonna come, like God of War. I think is gonna be another banger, right? And I think it's gonna be, if it is better than the first one that recently 2018, then it's gonna be the best game that they've ever made again, right? Better than Horizon coming out, better than everything else. Just by its nature, how they did the first game. The problem is that we've already experienced the genius, the beauty that was God of War, and now we're like, okay, we saw that already. Now you got to work extra hard to make us be like, oh snap, wow snap, oh. So either it's going to be in the character stuff, Kratos dies and Atreus grows up and he's Kratos Jr., or he's the new God of War. He takes on the mantle or something. I don't know. And then Zeus comes back, because I think Kratos killed him, but whatever. Zeus comes back, or maybe he goes into... I mean, they tried it in Ascension, where they were doing Indian gods and stuff like that, I think. Or maybe he's fighting Jesus. I don't know. They can do some things. And they should do some things. I mean, they went from the Greek gods to the... wow. My brain just... to the Thor stuff. So I think they have room to go into, like, I don't know. I was gonna say Judaism, but whatever. Honestly, I would hope that they do something like that, because that would be interesting. Have him fight Jesus, right? Like, what? Why? Huh? Just some old school. Moses comes up like, yo, what's up? Noah comes up and he's throwing boats and animals at you. And Atreus is like, yo, what the? How come you throw? What are these creatures that you throw at me? Legend says Kratos had to change gods because he killed them all, every single one of them. That's the thing, right? So, how would they do that? How would they? I guess they can't. I guess they can't go back to the Greek gods because they're all dead. So they went to whatchamacallit. They went to the Norse gods, which was smart. But what else after that? I would say the Indian Hindu gods, I think, because you got Ganesh, right? You got Shiva. I don't know too many, I think. But that would be cool. I mean, but I think they touched on that on Ascension. But I don't think they did it. Well, I don't think anybody remembers that game, to be honest. Tibetan gods that he needs to do. Oh, true. There's another handful of Tibetan gods that he needs to deal with. True. But I'm sure there's kind of stuff that we don't know. Did he ever kind of? You know what? I think Catholicism could be good because he can go and fight the angels and the devils and the demons instead of Jesus. Like no. You're gonna fight Lutherus or maybe Nicodemus. I don't even know who he was, but I like the name because it's Secret of Nim. I mean, they had Hades, but that's Greek. But if they do Catholicism, that would be interesting. I would say it would kind of be like what was that game where you went down the 7 circles of death game? That was You Are Crazy in America. Kratos is not going there. Hero. I know Legend, but I'm just saying it would be interesting, but that would give them press. They aren't American. The Sony's not an American company. They're run by British people, so they don't care about America. They just want our money. But like I said, if Kratos is working for God, right? If he working for Jesus, and Jesus like, hey yo, Kratosis. I don't know how he speaks. I need you to do me a favor. Yes, Jesus is my boss. And then do me a favor. This guy down there is, Lucy. We call him Lucy. And he's causing us problems. Oh, hey, can you handle that? I don't know. Also, your boy, he slipped and he fell down the 7 circle rings of death thing. So he's down at the bottom. You gotta go get him. The boy. So now he's gotta go get his boy. And he's gotta travel through the 12 circles of death, the 9 circles of deception to get him. I don't know. Make some stupid story up. It's like, what's the game called? Man, I was playing it, Dante's Inferno. It'd be like Dante's Inferno, except put Atreus in there and, whatever. A few little sprinkles of this and that in there. Put his dead children, his dead wife and daughter from the first game, or whatever game it was in there. It's like, remember us, Kratos? And then the door's like, who the hell is this? I thought I was your daughter. And then Trey's like, yo. You need a moment, Pops? Because your ex is tripping right now. It's like, don't worry about it, boy. I got this handled. And it's like, smack. You got to fight your wife and daughter from the... I'd be interested in that. Come on, Sony, let's go. That says, Kratos works for Kratos, and only Kratos. He's got no love for gods. That's why he dispatches them. Yeah, no. Of course. I'm just saying he needs motivation, right? So... He likes his son. He likes him a lot. So, I'm going to assume that God of War 2 doesn't kill Atreus, or Kratos. Let's just assume that real quick. And then they could do the Dante's Inferno type of deal. Goes down, and he fights Beelzebub and all them guys. He fights every different version of the devil, where it's the different names. So you got like Hades and Beelzebub and the devil and Satan and all the other names, all the nicknames, and it's just like a big giant boss rush, and he keeps fighting different versions based on the name. That'd be interesting. Like, what the hell is this? It's like, well, we in America called it, it's raining with the sun is out, so the devil's beating his wife. I'm like, huh? Where'd that come from? I always wondered where that came from. I think my dad told me that. I was like, oh, look, it's raining and the sun's out. The devil's beating his wife. I'm like, huh? Okay. I just took it like, yeah, that's what's happening. Doesn't make any sense, but sure. Is it because the sun is hot and the rain is her tears because he's beating? I don't know. It's a very sexist comment, but I'm just saying. I didn't make it up. I was told that as a child. I don't believe it, obviously, but I'm just saying. It's funny. But there are many things they could do with the Kratos. With the Kratos. I think there's a lot of kind of mythos out there. And since it's kind of, I mean, they can do a couple of games in the, well, they will do at least two games in the Norse mythology. So they have the first one that just 2018 and then Ragnarok, obviously. But then after that, they have a decision to make. Because, I mean, it's kind of like the movie studios where they say, oh, snap, we made $1 billion, got to keep making that money. Right? Sony's the same way. I mean, honestly, Microsoft, I would assume it's the same way. You make a successful game, you're going to make a sequel. That's just it. But Sony has got all these bangers. Now they're in a position where, oh, snap, we got to make all these AAA sequels because they were all bangers. And we can't skip out on it because if we do that, it ruins the franchise and we don't make all the money. You know what I mean? So, they're in a position that's not too envious because they're kind of trapped in this AAA corner, where that's what people expect from Sony. And some of these reviewers giving Returnal hundreds and tens, I'm like, oh hell no. Everything I've seen from Returnal, everything I've heard from Returnal, everything I understand about the game, not a 10, not 100, hell to the nah. It's not even 1080p. Come on, I mean it is 1080p, not even 4K. Not even true 1440p. Anyway, what I would give it, I give it an 80. The lowest, an 80. 80 something, maybe up in there, depending on how the story pans out. But definitely, like, it could be like the bottom at an 80. If something like crazy happens, and it's like, oh man, I lost all my progress. I was 29 hours in and lost because it's a stupid game and don't know how to save right, then maybe it's a 78. You know what I mean? But realistically, just saying, let's give it an 80. And then you can go up from there. But 100? Nah. And I'm looking at these fools. There's a couple of them. I'm like, nah. See, that's the artificial inflation of the score. Legend says they don't like roguelikes. Yeah, I'm not too fond of them either. Even though I am part of a team that's making one right now, which is weird, right? It's like, yeah, I don't play them that much. I played, I haven't played any. I tried to play Dead Cells for 2 sets, but I wasn't in the mood. When you go sit down to play a game or whatever, or just to play, figure out something to play, and you're just not in the mood to play certain things. And, Dead Cells wasn't it. I would be interested in playing Returnal if the runs weren't so long. I'm like, how you cannot expect me to spend 2 hours on this game and get hopefully one upgrade? No. It's like it's almost like they made it this type of difficulty in order to punish the players. I mean, obviously, they don't respect your time. It's like, yo, I mean, I don't even have kids. And I'm like, yeah, I don't have 2 hours to play a game like that. Not every day or once a week, maybe? Sure, once a week I could play. But it's almost like it's artificially extending the playtime of this game because of how the run length is. And I don't want to say difficulty because no matter how difficult it is, it's about the run length. And if the run length was half an hour to 45 minutes a run, then I would have less problems with this game and it might get a higher score in my mind. Maybe it goes up to 85. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, I would have been interested in playing this game. First of all, I'm going to wait for the PS4 version. like I said this before. I don't know if you heard it, but Returnal is going to be on PS4. Mark my words, Legend. And then you could probably buy it for $60, I guess. Or by then it'll probably be on discount. So I would say just wait. Honestly, wait till it's like $49 or something when it's on discount. Oh, we got a sale. Returnal's on sale for 10% or 15, 20% off. Then you go scoop it up. But it's everything I've seen from the game. It doesn't look like a next gen game. 1080p is upscaled, and then checkerboarded up. It's like double upscaling. I'm like just to get to that magic 4K to put 4K on the box when it's not really 4K because they're cheating. It's so frustrating that they get to go there and lie about what the game actually is, and then people just, yup, they said it's 4K, that's what it is. Yeah. Oh, dude, Legend says, I have thousands of arcade games. I don't play them all the time simply because there's no progression in this. In this game, you sit down and play, you pump quarters, and if you die, you start over. We need to stop making games like this. It's kitschy and trendy. Oh. But it's not actually fun. Hey, game developer, stop it. True. I mean, I wouldn't say stop it because I would say the more type of games, the better. Right? So as long as there are other type of games to offset or not complement, but to be in the same room with those type of games. Also, a little bit tangent. I was watching. I forgot the dude's name, but you told me to. I remember I saw him before, but I actually he's Slavic or something. But with the devil, the guy who does all the retro stuff and not the retro stuff, but all of the Pandora box stuff and all that stuff. I think I figured out which one I want to get, and it's the Pandora box 3D. It's one of the latest, the 3D ones. I was like, oh, okay, that one. But actually, I was watching that. But then there was the thing about the original Xbox. I have 3 original Xboxes, so I'm gonna make one of those a main machine first and see how that works. And then I'll go from there because I already have it. So I just try. I guess I'll just get some buttons and to build a actual joystick setup, and then I'll do my Xbox little thing, and I'll see if that works out. Legend says there's no type of game right now. It's COVID and we're getting drip fed games. That's true. But the games are still getting made. It's just taking. We just got a year rain delay basically for everything. So it's fine. I'm not upset about that. It's just that like on the Sony side, you guys had Miles Morales and Demon Souls and what else? Don't remember. Make your PC into a main box. It won't use up much storage and you'll be able to play anything. I have a few PCs. I have an old PC here. I have an old small PC. But the thing is I've tried and they don't work that well. So I have to actually find the right setup for. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The right setup for meme box. I need the right setup for the actual chip that I'm using and set up because either that or there's something wrong with the actual computer. I'm trying to just wipe it clean and restart it, but I'm having issues. I'm playing some of the stuff. I did one on like an old laptop and it had like Afterburner and like Power Drift and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, it works. But I guess it's an older emulation. It was a 32-bit emulation. So the timing was off, and it was like, hitching up the music and stuff. And I know you can adjust it to the time. I guess it's the refresh or whatever. And I was doing that, and it was running. I was trying to get it to 100% because that's the closest, so it doesn't skip or anything. But I was still having issues. So I was like, ah. So I dabbled on because I have three old laptops, I have 2 old desktops, and 3 old Xboxes. And so I think I'm going to get Launchbox. I was messing with that before, but I was having issues with that as well. So, but I think I'm going to try it again with Launchbox and see what I could do. But I don't know. It's not a priority right now. I'm trying to just do music and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to try the Xbox MAME conversion first because, like I said, I have 3 of them. So, A legend says if you don't want to bother, just get a Pandora's box 3D. Make sure you're getting the right one, and it's plug and play. And that's what I know. That is the one thing that I'm like. I found one for 118, I think, but you have to actually build it. It just comes with the buttons and stuff, and you just have to build it and put it all together. I was like, I could do that, So maybe I'll do that because I wanted to build an actual cabinet, not a full size cabinet, but like it's like a desktop. It's like a desktop cabinet, right? But full size. But I'm gonna kind of hang it. I'm gonna build some shelves in my living room, and I'm gonna try to make it part of the actual shelving unit, so that it can kind of hide away inconspicuously when you don't want it to be just all sticking out and stuff. Or I will do it so that it's color coded, so that everything's kind of like white and like gray, and so that it looks kind of cool, but it's there and you can just pop it on and play it and stuff. I don't know, but yeah, that's the main thing, because I was like, I could just buy that and just like plat and be done. So I'm definitely looking at it. Right now, I'm not even close to doing that stuff. I got some bills to pay, got some computers to buy whenever they. I should have bought them before, but now like $300 more has been added to the actual price of like the one I wanted to get. Whatever. So I gotta wait. I'm gonna wait. You probably don't want the stock buttons anyway. Go get some Sanwa parts. They not that expensive and they are sensitive as a touchscreen. Oh, nice. Yeah, I hate buttons when they don't freaking work. Sanwa, huh? Okay. They have. I'm trying to think, because in my mind, I like the ball stick, right? But then I remember playing a lot of bats, a lot of games with bats. But I think I like the ball stick because it's smooth. And I remember the bat. I remember kind of using it like an Atari stick, but I think I like the ball better. Because the bats were later. I think the balls were first, and then the bats came a little bit later in the arcades. And I don't think I like the texture on the bat. There's a little bit of a texture on it. I know they're interchangeable, but I guess I could do that too. Yeah, I mean, I'll get the balls, and then I'll probably just get some bats and just unscrew them. Yes, I will assume that they unscrew from the top, but that's what I'll probably do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna build. Yeah, you can get both. Yeah, sure. Now, do they unscrew from the top, or is it you just gotta pull the switches out? Because I don't want to have to do that. And another thing is that I really like the Outrun. I mean, it's arcade 1-up, so it's like right. But they did an Outrun thing where it has Outrun. It has Outrun, Outrunners, Super Outrun, and Radmobile, I think. And it looks like the Outrun cabinet, except it doesn't move, obviously. And it's $500. I was like, nah, I can't. But it has the steering wheel that looks just like the arcade, but it's not, obviously. It's a cheap replica. What's up, Buns? How are you? Good to see you there. How everyone doing? Got the Xbox beta for browser game? No. I don't think Actually, I never checked. No, I don't think I did. I have Ultimate, so I don't. I have really no need to use the browser gaming because I could just use it on my phone with the app. I'm playing Xbox via streaming. Nice. Yeah. Hey, it's the power. Then screw you just got to lock the stick in position because it rotates on its own. Lock the stick in position. It does rotate on its own? Huh. Oh, trying to think. And But yeah, so my thing was then unscrew. They unscrew. Okay, they unscrew. You gotta. Okay, gotcha. The other thing is, like I said, I want to. There's certain games I want to play. So, and they all have different controller setups or whatever you want to call it. Control methods, input methods. Bond says, "Hey, it's better for sniping." Oh, nice. So like Outrun, Power Drift, all these games, racing games, right? So boom, you got that set up, and then you have Afterburner, Thunderblade, Galaxy Force, which is and Space Harrier, which is the flight stick. So that's 1, 2, and then you have other arcades, which is just a stick and buttons. So I have 4. Is that 3 or 4? 3 different setups. That's not even including the motorcycle games, which is but I guess you could use the steering wheel for that. So you just put like a bar across and go like that. Hang on, super hang on. Those are only 2, so I don't think I would even do that. I'll probably throw it in with Outrun and stuff, but that's like dream time when I'm retired and I have all this time in the world. I probably still be doing music and Blender animations and stuff and trying to be a YouTuber. I'm not really trying to be a YouTuber, but I think I'm going to start to try to be a YouTuber, if that makes sense. Not a real YouTuber, but my version of a YouTuber. Look, I just want more subs, that's all. Play on the Xbox, sell tap, PC, and streaming. Did they pay you, Bonds? Do you work for that? Man, you like an advertisement over there. Yeah, it's good, man. I'd be curious to play it through the browser to see how the latency differs from the app. That would be one thing. I know there is some latency, but it also depends on your internet connection. Because I was up in Cocoa Beach, had zero. I had like little bars, and I was away from the router, away from the Wi-Fi, because it's a farm up there, and they don't have the best internet either. And I was still playing Hellblade very poorly, and it was kind of skipping and stuff and artifacting. But I was like, I'm kind of playing it. It's kind of weird. It felt weird, and it felt like it was like, nah, this ain't real. How am I playing Hellblade up in Cocoa Beach in the farm next to some cows and a fire pit? It's not even a fire pit. It's just a bald spot in the grass where they put the fire. And next to the pond where the tilapias and stuff be living, and the turtles. How is this that I'm outside next to the red barn playing Hellblade on my phone with touch controls, which was another thing. I was like, nah, there's some. Oh yeah, I know there's lag. But like a game like Hellblade, I wasn't even fighting. I was just walking around, so it was okay. But it was like probably was it half a second? It might not have been half a second, but it was noticeable. I was like, okay, this is I don't want that. No, it wasn't half a second. It was probably like point. That's like 0.25 second lag, maybe something like that. That seems about right. I don't know how to do milliseconds. So 1,000 milliseconds would be a second. So that would be 250 milliseconds. I think I did that right. So something like that. If they was given to me a few hundos, say about 800 a month, I would stream on Twitch 24. 800 a month is not enough for me. Here's how it has to work for me. To quit my job, I need to have the equivalent monies, and that's after taxes too. So if I look at my gross or net, whatever, before taxes, and I look at it and I'm like, okay, I need to make that much a month. So I'm like, quick math, I would say $8,000 a month. You give me $8,000 a month, I'll quit my 9 to 5 and stream all day long, baby. Or I'll stream 8 to 10 hours a day. No problem. You're going to need to do a PC if you want to drive in games. If you wanted to do driving games. Trying to think. I mean, Power Drift worked okay as far as when I played the game, but it just had a little bit of skippies when I went to the sound test. I was like, what's going on? It's weird, but it wasn't super bad. But like I said, it was on a 32-bit system, so I'm going to do the 64-bit versions and see how that works out. Bond says, you got it. The time delay and lag issue. I do have some sort of life. Yeah. I crunched the math. It would have to be $5K a month for me in NYC. Yeah, I mean, I'm overshooting. I don't need $8,000 a month. I think it's probably closer to your number, $5K a month. It's about right. Before taxes, yeah, it's about right. But I'm like 8K would be like, okay, now I can like keep my equipment upgraded, anything new, get some new cameras, because it's going to need some new cameras, just stuff. So, and that's not even a lot of money if you think about it, right? I've been around a few rich people who have a lot of money. And when I say a lot of money, I mean a lot of money. Way more money that I will... I'm not going to say that. I was about to say way more money that I'll probably have in my lifetime. And I'm going to say, you know what? Nah, you know what? I'm going to make money like that one day. Yeah, at $5K a month for bills and health. Honestly, you know what? I might have to go back to 8 because the health care, my job, pays for a lot of my health care. And it's just the benefits of working where I work. Legend says 8K a month. You bailing. I'm going to work for the post. You balling? No. You balling. I'm sorry. I don't make 8K a month. It is closer to 5K, but I'd have to look at actually, like I said, the health stuff, the health insurance stuff. I need to look at what they contribute and what I contribute. Kind of put that together, add that into the total, and do all that stuff, and then I mean, I look at my gross. I'm like, yo, and like minus dues, you got union dues, you got all this stuff to pay for, and it's like, yeah, it's like my check is like zip zoop. So it's not, yeah. But it ain't. It is closer to 5, I would say. But actually, I haven't checked in a while. It might actually be more than that. But let's just say 5. But like I said, I would like to have a little bit of cushion of security. And like I said, that's not a lot of money. When you look at a lot of people who have money, $8,000 isn't a lot of money. You look at these giant corporations who are sponsoring or who are doing the big moves. I mean, Microsoft, Amazon, I was going to say Twitch, but Amazon, Google, they got money. They have so much money that they have to invest it in stuff because they have so much, like Microsoft has so much money to spend that it's like, it's rich people problems, basically. It's like, we got this money, we got to invest it in stuff, or the government's going to come and start scooping. It's like, why would we pay taxes on stuff when we could just buy things or invest it or do something? It just makes little sense to like try to hang on to your money when you're a big giant corporation, and when you get taxed to hell, it's weird. But I'm closer to 4K than 5K, and I live in Hawaii. Yeah, last I remember, it was probably a little bit less than 5, but yeah, we're around the same. And I guess it is better for me because I believe the cost of living is way higher in Hawaii than it is Florida. I mean, Florida, come on, son. Florida man lives here. It can't be that expensive. Bond says, LOL, yeah, I factored in all that, 5K to 8K, would stream daily and still support my photography. 5K a month is 60K yearly. Yeah, I make more than that, though. But it's not that much more. So, but yeah, so I mean that's the thing, right? Like I remember when Jim Carrey was just coming up, right? He was did his special, his comedy special on I think it was Showtime or something. And he's not the best stand-up, but he's okay. But then Live in Color, whatever. He said in an interview way back in the day, the thing that he did was he wrote himself a check for $1 million and he like stuck it on the wall or something. He said, "One day, I'm gonna. That's it right there. One day, I'm gonna, yeah." And he did it. He did what he did, and he ultimately made $1 million. And he's like, "Yeah, I did it." So I mean, that's just like a symbol or a token of motivational whatever. But I'm sitting here like, I've been podcasting for 11 years next month. 11 years. And I haven't been trying to be a YouTuber, be a podcaster, do the things that everybody else does, and kiss up to companies and say, can I get a review copy? Because you know why? Don't want to do reviews. I did one review for Derek H, and it has nothing to do with Derek H. I love Derek H, but I don't like doing reviews because I'm not a good writer. I can write songs. Writing a review, that's work. It's more work than my creative mind will allow it, because I'm more of like, I want to do what makes me happy. I mean, I think everyone wants to do that, right? Everyone wants to do what makes them happy, or what satiates their inner whatever. And writing reviews, I mean, I did it one time. I was like, okay, it was a challenge. I was like, but I don't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. And like I said, it had nothing to do with Derek Age. Just the nature of, I got to play this game. And the game wasn't that, it wasn't that good. It wasn't horrible, but it was like, I mean, this game it felt like a game that came out 10 years before it actually came out. I was like, okay, this is, and it was a real-time strategy with dragons, and I was like, I can't. I still had the code in Steam. I could probably play it. Bond says you don't want to serve an overlord. No, I don't actually. I think it's part of my personality. I don't like. It's not like I don't have a problem following the rules, as long as they make sense, right? If that makes sense. Oh, I don't have a problem with following orders or the rules, but I have a problem when the person in charge is telling us what to do, when I know for a fact there's an easier way to do it, a more efficient way to do it, a better way to do it, right? In my mind, at least. And it just feels like a lot of arbitrary decisions are made, and not necessarily like a supervisor above me or anything, because I know that they get orders from their bosses and so on up the chain. So I can't be mad at them, but I'm still mad. I'm like, this is bullshit. Why I got to do this? Because it's stupid. It don't make sense. I had an argument with a manager years and years ago. He's like, yeah, you got to do that first, and then you do that. I was like, why? It's all going. I'm not leaving nothing. What's wrong with you? It's bullshit. He's like, why is it bullshit? It's like, because I'm taking everything. I'm not a rookie. I take all my mail, son. But he's like, okay, fine. I'll do it that way. And then when there's a billion sleepers, because what happens is, if you don't know, when you're casing mail, if you put the letters in first and then you try to shove the flats in, sometimes, happens a lot, the magazines push the letters up and behind, and they're called sleepers, and they stay in there, and you pull out on your mail, and sometimes you miss them, and they're stuck in there, and they're sleepers, and sometimes, it's important mail or whatever, and you don't want sleepers. So you put in your flats first, and then you put in your letters. That way nothing pushes nothing, and you're good to go. But, supervisors get their orders, and then they got to bark the orders down to the subservient people like me. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I'm a regular. I've been there for a minute, so it's like I can't. You could say stuff to me, and I could be like, okay, I'm not gonna listen to you, or all right, whatever. It doesn't bother me. I can do that. Or if it does bother me, I'm like, why? I'm gonna have something to say. I've gotten in trouble many times talking back. I don't care. Right now, I really don't care, because I am too old. I'm too old to care about the stupid stuff, And there's a lot of stupid stuff. But anyway, Bond says just follow just and fair rules is moral or less a staples of the average person. Exactly. That's what my pops taught me, is to be fair. Bond then says, are you sure you work for the government? You sound like you don't understand. I understand. The post office is like the government, but not the government, but it's the government, because we're under government. jurisdiction, if you will, but we don't get any government money. So it's like, huh? But then they screw us with we have to pay the retirement for 1,000 million years in 10 years. So, oh man, if you ever wonder why the post office is always behind in the red, basically billions of dollars, go talk to Bush. Go talk to George Bush Jr. He's the one who did it. That son of a bastard. That's the only thing I hate about Bush, the second Bush, is that he did that on his watch and he screwed the post office for real. So I'm just like, all right, well, I don't know what's gonna happen. The boys was over here and he's doing stuff and he's making changes. I'm like, look, I can't have no control over what this man does, so I'm gonna just go in, do my 8, hit the gate. I'm out. See you later. I ain't gonna get upset about nothing. What I gotta do? Okay, I'm done. See you. Bye bye. I'm going home. That's it. Legend says, you need to stop talking back and stop caring because they're not listening to you and they never will. We can talk about the government for a while. Yeah. No, I know. But sometimes, like, the reason why I do it is because, like, holding stuff in is not healthy for me. Because I'm, like, naturally kind of, I've always been kind of a hothead, a little angry little kid. And I'm still that person, but I'm old enough, years and years of experience to know that doesn't benefit me. So I'm not going to go down that path. So I always try to follow a path of less resistance as far as certain things. Like if it doesn't matter for real, I'm like, nah, okay, whatever, huh? And what I do, I just put in my headphones, my earbuds, and I'm like, I don't hear nobody saying nothing. I want to hear your conversations. I'm just jamming out. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm like, whatever, I'm slanging them, and I'm out. And once I get out on the street, it's a different story. It's like all nature, the birds is tweeting. Customers like, oh, I'm in the man. Hey, customer person, how you doing? What can I do for you? They're like, oh, I had a package. Oh, let me see. What's up? Oh, there you go. Boom. Helping people out because they want their stuff. It's all good. Look into a beta game called Second Extinction. Yeah, I've been playing that. Bond says that. I've been playing that on Xbox. I played it twice. I got my ass handed to me twice. The game is tough. I talked about it a little bit before. It's pretty good. Although I think it's really tough. It's definitely a PC game. Obviously, it's a PC game. But on Xbox, you know how COD kind of it does aim assist basically. And it's in there, but it just kind of sprinkle a little bit on this. This game don't have that. Nope. This game has 0 aim assist. You're just like all over the place. So, yeah, it's definitely cool. Legend says the problem is they pretend like they're listening. They pretend like they have some sort of input, but when it comes down to it, they're going to do what they're going to do, and they don't care what kind of experience you're trying to put into getting things done. Much better policy is to shake your head, act like you agree, and then go back to your desk and do what you normally do. And when things come out right, they ain't got nothing to say. Yeah, that's true. I would assume that's in a lot of kind of corporation type of things. Bond says, LOL, I'm heavy gunner. I can rock this game. Yeah, I'm her too, the heavy runner lady girl. It'll get my ass handed to me by T-Rexes. Yeah, I think I seen one T-Rex, but I got those Triceratops keep rolling over me like crazy. Anyway, grin and shake your head. I would say that's all good. Grin and shake your head. But yeah, I agree. That's part of the strategy. That's part of the strategic technique of surviving governmental workings. No. But yeah. But like I said, I think it's I don't want to say any, but other corporations or business type of situations are the same, I would assume. Hierarchy and all that stuff. But you're right. As long as the job gets done, like for us, right? Like right now, our supervisor's cool. He's a 204B, so he's technically a carrier, but he's acting supervisor. So we have actually 3 of those in our office. So. But he's cool. He's a cool guy. He knows that he understands basically, how to. He's just I it's kind of hard to describe. You know, it's just different type of people have different just outlooks in life. I think, you know, maybe something that did happen to him earlier kind of changed his outlook, maybe. But he's a cool guy, you know. I think I respect him. He respects everybody else. He got mad the other day. I'm not gonna say why, but his anger was justified. And I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with y'all? Why? You know? Yes, I'm mad too. What's wrong with y'all? So, you know, he's kind of like, you know, similar personalities, or just similar, and he makes the place a better place to work. So, you know, you want people like that. When you have difficult people just care. Like, you know, we have to wear masks in the office cause you know, and there was this one individual. I'm not gonna say any names, but they were walking by. You know, I'm at my case. They're walking by. I just happened to be looking in his direction. And he pulled down his mask. He pulled down his mask to cough in his hand. And I said, what the fuck? What is wrong with why? Why would you pull down your mask to cough in your hand? The whole purpose of a mask is to cough to keep the air in there. Why would you do that? That's like pulling off a condom, busting the nut in and then putting the condom back on. Don't make no sense. You got the protection on to protect. You don't pull it off when the moment comes. I'm like, and then like just instances like this is a little instance. It's not a real big deal, but it's like every little thing, you know. It's like, well, why? It's so unnecessary. Just cough in your mask. That's what you have a mask on for. So dumb. You might as well not wear a mask if you're just gonna cough outside. And then I get that all out. And then I say bleep bloop, put my headphones on, whatever. And then go back to slanging it. And I think about like what I'll do a beat and I'll take it to work and I'll write a song. Cause sometimes I'm waiting for express. You know, sometimes the clerks are slow. Sometimes there's no clerks. So they got RCAs throwing parcels. It's crazy. So whatever. Bond says, now we see why zombie films are the way are. Yeah, that Legend says that's Florida man. Apparently they're not down with the mask over here. You probably get assaulted for something like that. Good. I'm glad that they're like serious over there for real. Yeah, a lot of people down here don't. There's like I would say half the population don't even give a hell. Don't give a hell. Like I go to the gas station in the morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning. You know, before I get to work, I go to the gas station. I'm wearing my mask, right? You know, the next person over not wearing a mask. Maybe the other person's wearing. It's a half and half. I'm saying, like, and a lot of the ones are older people. They're like, I don't care. I don't know. I'm at heaven's gates anyway. I'm about to go anyway, so whatever. I'm so old, the virus don't even want nothing about me. But yeah, it is kind of a Florida man thing. I agree. But it's frustrating, and that's one of the reasons why I wrote the song I wrote today called "No." It has to do with that. It actually has more to do with the thinking behind like white supremacists and stuff, more so than the mask thing. I don't want to say that they're tangentially connected in a way, but kind of, sort of. Like most people who are supremacizing in their mind kind of think about that. Oh, it's freedom of something. You're taking away my freedoms, making me wear. I'm like, whatever. That's a state mandate. You can't go to the gas station without a mask. And sometimes I see people driving on the freeway by themselves with their masks on. Yeah, it's true. Like if I'm driving, I got my windows up. I don't have a mask on in my car, and I'm the only one in there. No, you know. But when I get out of my vehicle, I throw my mask on. But in Florida, it's not like that. We don't have Okay, our governor, Ron DeSantis, is literally a mini Trump, except not as dumb. Or not as I don't want to say not as dumb, because he's basically Trump as far as ideology, but how he thinks about all the things. He's a Republican, obviously. Bond says people don't follow instructions, assume they're way better than the next cause of their feelings. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so the reason why Florida is that way is because of our governor. It's like, nah, you don't have to do that. He's about to open everything up. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Down here, it's almost like there was never whatchamacallit. When it first hit hard hit, and it closed down for like whatever, a couple of weeks, everything was slower. Everybody was scared and stuff, but people got over that real quick. It's been wide open down here for months, for a long time. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of traffic. Don't y'all know there's nobody's working at home. Everybody's going to work. This is crazy, man. And now it's so bad that like the restaurant industry, they don't have enough workers to work at the restaurants because they all got fired because of the pandemic. And now everybody's going out to eat and stuff, and they don't have enough workers to handle the rush of people going to. I'm like, all right, whatever, I mean, hire people, give them more money, because another problem is that unemployment pays more than what they're paying for actually working. So you gotta up your wages, buddy. I'm just saying, And then people, some lawmakers are against raising the minimum wage. It's like, well, I guess nobody's gonna be working, and then they're gonna take away the unemployment. Whatever. I'm grateful that I have a job, even though I don't enjoy my job. I'm not an idiot. Like when everything went down and I still had to go to work, I was like, well, you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm good. I'll wear a mask. I'm good. I'm gonna be wearing a mask for the rest of this year. Y'all, look, I was talking to Bridget. I was like, y'all, look, listen. Everybody's opening up. Everybody's getting all relaxed. India is on fire right now. And people are not really like, No, India is like, there's like a super double mutant strand going on. India is decimating everybody. I'm like, if we don't handle that, India is going to be the next epicenter for COVID Part 2, COVID 21, whatever you want to call it. Because if that spreads to over here, I don't know if this is what we taking, Pfizer, Moderna, I don't know if that's going to do it. So I'm wearing a mask. And some people are like, oh, we had our shots. I'm like, all right. They're like, did you get your shot? I'm like, I'm gonna get it. We're getting our last shot, me and Bridget, tomorrow morning. So I'm like, yeah, we're almost there, but I'm still wearing a mask. I'm gonna be wearing a mask for the foreseeable future. One, because people got cooties. Two, it actually helps with my allergies, which is weird. I haven't had a real allergy attack in like a year. I had the sneezies a couple of days ago, and that was the first time in a year. And I'm like, I think I'm going to wear a mask for a lot because it's dust. Because I was in the garage working, and the dust got me, and I was like, if I would have worn a mask, I probably would have been fine, but I'm dumb. Legend says, Hawaii's been shut down for so long, it's like we don't know how to open everything back to normal, but people are still acting like it's shut down. That's good. And if anybody thinks that there's no benefit to it, Hawaii has the lowest COVID rates in the country because we closed the borders. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what needs to happen. As whatever xenophobic as it sounds, India, y'all got the dragon over there. Y'all gotta keep it over there. The Indian dragon. Y'all got super COVID. Keep that to yourself till that dies down to something. Everything's opening up. Oh, let's get on the plane. Let's go on the cruises. They're trying to open up the cruise industry. I'm like, man, y'all are out of your minds. But you know what? This is why I'm going to be wearing a mask for the foreseeable future, because Florida is on another, I was about to say level, but they're on another plane of existence. Denial. Denial is denial earth. And denial is not just a river in Africa. It's Florida. where a lot of people live down here. And I'm like, I have to see, okay, this is the situation that we're in. I told Bridget, I'm like, look, this is not going to be over tomorrow, so I'm still wearing a mask. And it's not like I said, it's, one part is the cooties thing, and two, I feel better because I haven't been sneezing like crazy. So I'm like, oh, you still wearing them? Like, customers are going to be like, why are you still wearing a mask? Like, oh, well, I figured out that when I wear a mask, I don't get allergy attacks as much as I used to. So I'm going to wear a mask a lot more. And that's what I do. So I have to give them an actual reason, as opposed to, oh, y'all got cooties, I don't know what you got, because that's not good. You can't say that to people. But it's about me. It's like my little deficiencies, my defects in my nostrils, And I don't like sneezing all day and then getting home and be exhausted. Then the next day, all my abs hurt. It's a good ab workout, though. I ain't gonna lie. Sneezing all day, good ab workout. But I feel like poopy caca for like 2 days. And I'm like, nah, I don't like that. I'd rather not sneeze and feel good all the time. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's, it's both, but, I remember a guy, this is way before COVID, and he retired a long time ago, but he used to wear a mask in the post office because there's a lot of dust in the post office because it's paper. It's all paper. So paper causes fibers, and the fibers cause the dust. So he wore a mask because he had super allergies too. I mean, I have allergies, but I have allergies to dust. But the dust in our garage was kitty litter dust because we have the kitty cat poopy box there. And Bridget, for some reason, likes to get that old school clay that you put it in. It's like, it's like, yo, I need some fog effects in my movie. Hold up, I got a bag of kitty litter real quick. Perfect dust. So that's why. But I was doing some cleaning and I was hooking it. It was pretty dope. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, sorry for the crazy governmental real world problem tangent. It's supposed to be a show about, it's supposed to be a program. It's supposed to be a podcast about the happy things in life, But it's, sometimes, real world bleeds in. But what I want to start doing is more kind of music streams and stuff, but I can't do it because my computer sucks, and I need to get a new computer. Once I get the new computer, then I can use this computer as the streamer and and it'll be better. Also, I need to figure out a way to have the screen from my laptop into my computer here. I thought I had it figured out, but I'm not. I used to have it figured out, but I lost the install disk for the actual cheap little thing I have. Whatever, it's a long story. Legend says, I wish I could walk around all day and show the rest of the country, what it's like on the mask front in Hawaii. Everyone wears a mask to everywhere for everything. It's not even a question. Only place you'll see people's faces at the beach. I mean, look, inside the post office, everybody's wearing a mask for the most part, except for a dude who wants to sneeze, cough outside his mask. Dummy. In most stores, like grocery stores, you have to wear a mask. So it's not like, but outside, a lot of people don't wear them. They're like, oh, I'm going into the gym. Let me put my mask on. So they put it on while they're walking up or whatever. But I mean, a lot of people are okay, but some people aren't, So I'm like, whatever. Some people, like, I'm going in the morning to work, and then some people are just walking in with no mask. I'm like, wait. Yeah. I mean, I got my mask on, so I feel 50% protected. I don't know. Better than nothing. I'd rather have to wear a mask than a inconsiderate person not caring. Because I know that I've A, done my part. B, if I'm asymptomatic, I don't give it to anybody. That's the one thing, right? That's kind of, for me, I don't want to get anybody else sick. If I get sick, that's on me. Because I wasn't careful or whatever. But me getting sick or having asymptomatics, give it to somebody else, that's bad. That's like, I'm an asshole and I don't care. And that's not what it is. So, whatever. And also writing songs. I started writing more because I need to write for the game that we're still making. Actual lyric songs, and also I'm gonna put out an EP soon. I'm trying to bank a whole bunch of songs and videos. So I want to do that. I at least have five songs of the EP done with videos, and then I start putting them out. I guess month to month, and then while those are coming out, I'm working on the next 5. You know what I mean? Trying to do 2 EPs a year, but maybe it'll probably be like 1 realistically. Because, like I said, working on the game, all other stuff, just regular home stuff, I mean, I can knock out a song. If I really want to knock out a quickie song, I could do one in 3 hours. But sometimes I'm like, okay, I could do just 1 verse on the hook, 3 hours with the track and everything. But I listen to it. I like to listen to it a lot and say, okay, I can improve it. And honestly, when I do that, the songs come out better. So I'm like, all right. And I don't know. It's just I'm just trying to find the optimal way of doing this stuff. And right now I'm doing it this way because I still have to shoot the videos, and that's a whole nother thing. I have a couple of ideas how to just shoot quick and dirty videos. Like I'm taking a few cues from R9cast, where he does a lot of one-shot videos. He'll just I guess put the song on, and this one shot he was in the street. He was in the street, but it was like he didn't stop traffic or anything. He's just guerrilla. So he had to do with the camera, and he had the thing playing or whoever, and he was just spitting it, and he was crossing the street, and the traffic was behind him coming towards him, but they would wait for the light, right? So he'd boom, and he spit the verse, and it was just a fat. He must have had 64 bars. He had a lot. It was a long, no hook. It was just all bars. And he just did that. He went back and forth. He looked back once, and that was it. And I was like, all right, that's a quick and dirty. That's a quick and dirty, easy 1-shot take. No editing involved. Just boom, upload it, clip it at the ends, good to go. So I'm like, all right. So I have an idea. I have a few ideas. I made a light from an old Samsung Curve TV. It's a 55-inch TV, and the screen was cracked on it. Somebody threw whatever at it, right? So the screen was cracked. The TV worked, but the screen was cracked, so it was kind of useless. Like, I don't know, a quarter of the screen could be seen. Everything else was lines in the crack. So I took the LCD out, and how did I make it work? I'm trying to remember. I think I unplugged something. Or I did something inside to make it so that when you plug it in, the backlight turns on. Boom, that's it. So it's a light. It's a good light. So a light of that size. I mean, granted, there's no control over it. You can't change the color temperature or the intensity. But a light of that size, LED, a lot of money. So that was right on the curb. Somebody was throwing it out. I was like, "Yo, what's up with that TV? Oh, it's a little crack on it. Okay, but it works though, right?" It turns out, yeah, it turned out. Give it that. Grab the TV, pull the LCD out. Boom, got a light. So I'm gonna shoot one. I'm gonna shoot one in front of that, and I'm gonna shoot another one in front of my TV, which is a 65-inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a background in Blender that has the song. So the song will play, right? So I can actually just lip sync to the song that's playing on the TV, but the actual screen will be a visualizer. I haven't figured out what exactly I want to do yet, but it'll go to the music. So I'll just be sitting in front of it, and then I'm going to put a mirror in front of me, which is where the camera will be behind the mirror, but in front of me. So whatever's on the TV is going to bounce back into my face, into my eyes. You know what I mean? I think I might put a few other mirrors, but for the most part, it'll just be the light from the TV and the mirrors in the camera. So that was my other idea. And that's just like a one shot, like one take, boom, spit it out. Good to go. A quickie, I call it. And it's just less production, So I'll do that. But the bigger productions, the one that have a lot of CG, like the song "On You" that I'm doing, that the song has been done for a minute. I might actually go back and do a little re-EQing of the vocals on that, because I figured out a new setting for my voice. I think I might go back and change that. But other than that, everything is good. So I just need to finish the video part. So it's a lot of green screen, acting, costuming. So I have to do that, and that's the problem with stuff like that, is so many different steps, putting it all together is like, ugh. So that's why it's taking forever. Well, it's taking forever because I am procrastinating in a way, and so yeah. But it's not impossible. I think I'll get it done. I'm trying to think. Besides those few things that I was playing on the video games, let's see what they got as far as where's the thing? Xbox games coming out. Xbox, not serious games. Ascent, dude. I'm looking forward to the Ascent. That's the one game. That's like Psychonauts 2. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. The Ascent, yes, I'm looking forward to that. Outriders is cool. I've been playing that a little bit. Halo Infinite, of course, I'm gonna play that. Far Cry 6, I'm not sure yet. I don't care about Resident Evil. I mean, I don't like super scary games anyway, but for some reason, yeah, I don't care about that one. I don't care about Resident Evil. Let's see what else we got here. Hitman, don't care about that. Mass Effect, nope. Scarlet Nexus, I don't know. Insurmountable. I never. What is that? I don't know what that. Echo Generation, Wild at Heart, no. Hood, no. Little Nightmares, that already came out. Bloodlines 2, didn't that get delayed till next year? I thought that got delayed. Exomecha, I mean, I'll try it out. That's a robot fighting game on the beach with the rocks and stuff. That's all right. The Show, I played The Show for like 2 seconds. I played like a couple of innings. I was like, it's baseball. I turned it off. I don't care about baseball. Then it says, when they going to drop a date for that Halo joint? What the hell, man? I will assume that it's going to be on the 20th anniversary of Halo 1. So that's November 15th, I believe. Yeah. It's either going to be November 15th or it's going to be in September. I'm going to say November. Like, if it depends. Like, if Starfield is coming out this year, and Starfield is before Halo, right? So if Starfield comes out in like October, and then Halo in November, then that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? So you get Starfield whenever, mid-October. No, not late. They don't want it to be too close to Halo, so at least a month. So mid-October, Starfield, then Halo on the 15th November, that's what's up. But if Starfield's like later in November, it's too close, right? So I'm like, I mean, is Starfield ready? I think Starfield is ready. They had the whatchamacallit where it had the 2021 date on it for the I think it was rating or something for Starfield. So, and then they went back and said, oh, look at all the other games that Bethesda put out there. Every game that had this thing, and the date that it had this, that's the date that year it came out. So I'm like, okay, so it's coming out this year. So Starfield I'm looking forward to. I ain't gonna lie. As janky as their games are when they launch, I still enjoy. Like, I started playing Skyrim again because they had the mods. They had the mods to make the people look like better, pretty. Like, the ladies look pretty, the guys look handsome. I was like, oh, this is better. All right. So I was like playing. I was like, good. Like, the ladies aren't ugly because for some reason they were ugly as hell. I was like, wow. They fixed that a little bit in Fallout 4, but not enough. But anyway, I think Starfield, man. I mean, it's hard to tell though, because it's like, okay, is it gonna be like Skyrim in space, or is it gonna be like the Outer Worlds? Or, I mean, that's a little stylized. It's a little like retro, whatchamacallit, Outer Worlds. So I think Starfield will be more, I don't want to say futuristic, but the thing is like, I don't necessarily want it to feel like a Bethesda game, but I think it will inherently anyway because it's a Bethesda game. You know what I mean? Like, if you look at Fallout and you look at Skyrim, they're Bethesda games. I mean, the UI is a little different and stuff, but they still feel the same for a lot of different reasons, right? And so I hope with the new animation systems and the new well, they said animation and I guess facial animation, or I forgot what else they said that they're retooling for the new games. That I hope that makes a big enough difference. I spelled games wrong. There you go. That it will. Oh, wow, that's way better. That it'll kind of push it over past where they have been for the last 2 generations, I'd say. Xbox One and 360 generation, they've kind of been the same. Like, if you look at Morrowind for the OG Xbox and then you look at Oblivion, wow, the difference is ridiculous. That's why Oblivion was so like, oh my gosh, right? Because I played Morrowind, I was like, this is wow. I mean, the music is there, but wow, the UI was hot garbage. The graphics, I mean, it's OG Xbox, but I'm like, this is supposed to be open world? Ugh. I mean, it was, but ugh. So, but now, you know, you jump to Oblivion, it's like, yo, this is way better. And then Skyrim is like way better. So, it is, if they follow the same kind of increases in quality and production as far as games and generation, then I'm good. I think that they'll deliver when it comes to that stuff. Any bugs? I'm sure there'll be bugs, but I think they might. Well, I don't want to say that there won't be as many. I'm not gonna say that, but they always fix their games. Let's just say that. You know, they come out kind of weird, but they fix them. So, and they have a track record of doing that. So I don't have any. I don't think I have any issue or doubt if it comes out a little janky. But like, unlike like Cyberpunk, they had one game. Well, Witcher 3, right? So that was, I don't know, it was okay when it came out, but then they kept adding on to it, making it better. That's fine. But Cyberpunk came out so not good that I don't think they can come back from that. That says, when do you think Xboxes are going to hit the shelves? I haven't seen a single one anywhere. Yeah. I heard Microsoft said, they said sometime this year, I think they said June. I think I heard them say June. And it's May now. May, April, May, June. That's next month. No, it can't be June. I'm going to say the fall. Give or take. I'm going to say the fall. Of course, that has to do with the chip shortage, inventory of that stuff, and also what contracts they had with these chip producers. You know, how many they had in the pipeline to make, and all that stuff, and how far behind are they, the chip makers, chip manufacturers, and are they up to full capacity? You know. And if they're behind, since they're behind on everything, the timeline changes. So, like when they say, okay, we're supposed to have this many consoles done at this amount of time, according to the numbers, that was before the pandemic. So all those numbers are messed up. But for some reason, like on the Sony side, I'm like, how are they getting all these consoles made? What's going on? You know what I mean? It's like, how are they getting them made? Everybody else is getting graphics cards. Everybody else, everything's chart. It's ridiculous. Like, but Sony can get all their things. I'm like, well, I'm trying to figure it out. I know Microsoft has some fabricate. Well, I don't know if they have chip fabrication capability in Mexico, but I know that they assemble Xboxes in Mexico because I'm sorry, not Mexico, Brazil, because of the tariff situation in Brazil. So they did this. I think it was last generation they did this. That they built a factory down there to, I would assume, assemble Xboxes down there in order to go around the tariff situation in Brazil, because the consoles cost way too much money down there. And that's another reason why Brazil, the Xbox is, I guess, more popular in Brazil than it is than PlayStation. I think that's the case, because they have manufacturing down there and it's cheaper, basically. They don't have to pay those tariffs. The tariffs are ridiculous. Like Rafa, who's our coder, our programmer, the code wizard, he lives in Brazil. And he's like, yo, I can't. He's telling me how much stuff costs. I'm like, yeah, what? It's like, maybe I should just buy it here and send it to you. It's like, wait, that won't work because you still get the tariff. You get the taxes when you ship stuff there. So I'm like, ugh. It's like a lose-lose situation if you live down there, man. So I'm like, whoa. But the medium, that bad game was so good. No, that was okay. It was medium. Scorn. Balan Wonderworld, I heard that was really bad. So, yo, this Hot Wheels Unleashed game, I'm interested in that. I know it's not gonna be a Forza Horizon type of thing, but yeah. Legend says Sony started up a black market division. They're scalping them themselves on eBay and making the cash show. You might be right, but no, I think there has to be. Remember when I think it was Nintendo that was doing this? They were buying their own consoles to up the numbers sold or something like that. I think Nintendo was doing that back in the day, back in the, I want to say NES. I'm not sure if it was NES, but back in the day they were doing that, I believe. And I think they got caught, but I don't think they got in trouble. They might have gotten a fine or something, but and if that's something that they do or have done or still do, which I haven't heard of any, like, what, here's my question. What is there to stop a company like Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft from buying their own consoles and claiming them as consoles sold through? What's stopping them, right? They could be like, oh, we're going to put $10 million towards buying back console stock. And that counts towards units sold. Like all the stock that they have to have for broken PlayStation 5s and Xboxes, right? They have them in a warehouse somewhere. So when you send in your broken box, they send you back one real quick, right? All that stock. Can't they just be like, yeah, that's part of the sold through, right? It's like, oh, we bought them and we count them as that. So what is that? 10 million units times 500, that's 5 billion. That's 5 billion. 5,000 million, 5 billion. Huh? Did I say no? That's not. Yes. Oh, it's 500. That's $5 billion. Wait. $500 times 1 is 500. Whatever. Legend says, why would they do that? That makes no sense. They could simply just report a bigger number. It would seem less disingenuous. Because if they report a bigger number and they get caught, that's like super fraud. That's like super duper fraud. But if they buy a certain amount of stock and throw them in a warehouse in order for this and that or giveaways or whatever, then that might be like a loophole. I'm just saying, as opposed to actually breaking the law, they're like, oh, there's a loophole where we could buy back a certain amount of consoles in order for giveaways or this and that and the third, and they could count that as units sold. I mean, it seems like a loophole. It seems like, oh, they allow that, so it's not, it's not like nefarious or anything. But if they just say, yo, we sold 10 million in the first month, I mean, they can't do that because that's ridiculous. You can't even make that many, right? So people are saying that they're at 7 million or something right now, or 6 point something. I'm like, really? Okay, wait. November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 7 months. So they're selling 1 million units a month with the shortage. Nobody could get them, but they're selling million plus units a month? Really? I don't know, man. That's like, if it was regular, if it was no pandemic, stocks were all the same, all the chips, there's no like chip shortage or anything like that, I would probably not be like, have a super question mark. But how are they outselling the PS4 and there is a limitation on stock, a limitation on actual chips to put in PlayStations? That doesn't make any sense to me. So that's where I'm like, how's that number higher? So wait, how did y'all figure out how to make more during a pandemic with a chip shortage than last generation? That's my question. And so That's why it seems fishy. So they might be making up numbers. They might be like reporting, oh, we sold. First of all, I'm pretty sure that's not sold through. That's just sold to retailers. So maybe they're reporting the sale as far as this is what we contracted out for sale. So it's like, okay, Best Buy just ordered another 10 million units. So let's add that. Or another 500. Best Buy just ordered another million units. Let's add that to the number that we're going to report tomorrow morning. They haven't made the units yet. They're not made. They're not shipped out. Nothing. They just have an order from Best Buy, contract saying we're gonna buy a million units, and then Sony could be like, yo, we sold a million units extra now, even though they didn't actually make them yet. Maybe that's what it is. It's like contracts. Under the contracts, we sold this many units, but it's not sell through. It's not sell nothing. It's just intent to sell, intent to buy. I don't know. So maybe it's that. I don't know. I wish that Jason Schreier or somebody would go in the weeds and figure out all the minutia about all this sell through and sell to stores. And once they have a contract with a distributor or a retailer, is that the number? Is that where the number comes from, or is it actually when it's shipped out? You know what I mean? That's my thing. They're not telling us because they don't need to, right? But can there be somebody out there that would let us know? That's all I want to know. But yeah, that's whatever. I mean, the thing about this generation of PlayStation 5 versus Xbox and all that stuff is that I think the Xbox is in a better position than it was last generation. And PlayStation is in a frontward facing position or in the lead, if you will, hearts and minds wise, but they're starting to lose some of that. It's starting to their lead is starting to erode, and it's becoming more of a level playing field. Even though on the Xbox side, there are a few things that they have an advantage of over PlayStation. The rhetoric and the hearts and minds is still with PlayStation, and so that's to their advantage. Until Sony does something to mess something up in a bad way that turns their goodwill against them, we'll see. But yeah, I don't hope for them to fail, but I just want everyone to change up their prescription and get glasses and see what's going on, and not just fall into the hype and like, oh yeah, it's fine. They could charge us more. I'm like, really? Is that fine? No, it's not. I mean, Legend, you agree? We're both on the same page when it comes to why y'all charging more? Y'all make way more money than you used to with microtransactions and all this DLC and all this stuff. Why are you charging us more money? Because they just want more money. It's like, oh, games cost more money. No. Those are the games you decide to make. You want to make a 79-hour Last of Us 2 game. Yeah, you want to hire Norman Reedus and all these fancy actors. Yeah, it's going to cost some money. But that's on you. That's on you. There's plenty. I mean, you just look at Hellblade. Small ass 13 person studio. Super high production value. Acting. Facial. Performance capture. All that stuff. And that was a little baby game. Little baby game with a little baby studio. And they knocked it out of the park. Even though the game is a little, but they have proven that model works. And you don't have to spend all this money and have all these giant studios to make a quality AAA game. And Sean Layden said it. He was like, yo, we can't sustain this. This is too much. We can't make these games anymore. And I think Miles Morales was the first step. And yeah, games are going to be shorter. I bet you God of War might be shorter, or maybe they'll make it into 2 games to split it up like that, make more money that way. I don't know. Then says, why would they do that? Oh no, you just said that. Yeah, I read that already. Sorry. But anyway, 2 hours is over. I'm done. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate your Legend. I hope you have a good weekend and stuff, or had a good weekend. It's basically over. I hope the weather's good down there for you. You and yours and your fam. And take care of those toenails. You must. Bonds, I appreciate you dip diving in. Definitely enjoyed the different talks this day. I'll try not to talk about that real life stuff because we try to escape, but sometimes I'm sorry, I do it sometimes, but I'm gonna try to be a better YouTube person. I still can't, honestly. I don't think I'll ever consider myself a YouTuber. It just doesn't. I'm too old for this. Bottom line, I'm too old for this. That's why I don't color my hair anymore. Too old for this. Too old for color. I saw a picture today. You know how Facebook be like, look at the past, blah, blah, blah. There was a picture of me with all dark hair. I was in the studio. We were shooting something with Sheena. And she was there. She was like, ah. And I was there with my hair all colored up. I mean, I didn't have this much gray, silver, if you will. But I was colored up. I could tell. I was like, that's brown. Legend says, are you even on YouTube? Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube right now, actually. If you go to... I'll give you the link. I'll give you the link so you can follow me. Oh, I'll put it in the beginning. I'll put it in again. Paste. There you go. That's my YouTube link. That is Electron Bandit. That's where I'm going to put all my music videos. That's where I'm going to kind of concentrate. Because I have an R9cast one, and I just let that die. Even though I think I have more followers on there, subs, but I'm gonna do that instead. So if you ever need to, listen to the show or whatever, I stream on YouTube as well. Simulcast on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So if you don't like Facebook, go to YouTube. And I want more subs. That's the main reason. I mean, I sub on I stream on Facebook because a lot of people that I know are on Facebook, and there's a lot more eyes on there. So if I say, hey, friends, come, or if Bridget says, hey, watch my stupid husband look at stuff, or talk about stupid stuff that you don't care about, I'll have more people come in because they're friends, but they don't really necessarily like video games and stuff. So, but I'm trying to think about content, what I want to do. Like, do I want to do like little videos? Do I want to just clip out a little clip from a stream? But the thing is, I can't have like 2-hour videos because nobody's going to watch that. Nobody will watch that. So I need to do little 3-5 minute videos, real quick. And right now I'm not concerned about the algorithm or like, oh, I need it to be 10 minutes so that you get the money from the commercial. I want followers. I want subs. That's all I want. Right now, all I'm concerned is getting some subs. And I'm not going to pay for subs because I've had the stupid bots jump in. Hey, you want to have all the subs and have a lot of subs? And I clicked through. I was like, what? Let me see what this is about. And it's a web page. They like selling subs. Hey, $10, you get 50 likes or 50 views or 50 people pop in. And then you pay this much money and you get this many subs. I'm like, huh? Okay. I was like, oh, so that's how some of these fools be doing it. I'm not going to do that. I want mine to be real. But then I'm looking at a lot of YouTubers, quote unquote YouTubers, where they just have game footage and they just talk about whatever the news blip is that day. It's like, oh yeah, the Xbox is doing this and then they're just showing Forza driving Forza Horizon or whatever, and then they switch the game. Oh, they're playing Doom, and I'm like, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I would probably do more of a daily show, Trevor Noah newscast type of thing, where it's my face and I'm like, yo, here's what's going on with the news. And then on the side you see a little screen, maybe some gameplay or something, but whatever. Something to keep the people's eyes, And then I got to get a thumbnail with like a lady with like a big booty or something and big boobies. I've been watching, there's a few like, they slick. There's a few kind of, what are they? They're not nature, but they're like, survivalist type of things that go out in the woods and build cabins and stuff and live out. Oh, we live in the Canadian rainforest and we have a yurt. And this one is Jake and Nicole, I think, or whatever they're called. They're up in, I forgot what it's called. But she's like, I mean, she does yoga or whatever, so she's not out of shape. She's in shape, I guess. But the thumbnail that they use for their videos on YouTube is never in the video. So they take a specific picture where you see a little side boobie or she's bending down a certain way. Oh, let me hold that up, booty sticking out. I'm like, I see what you doing. I see it. And what's his name does it too. MXR Plays, whatever his name is, Henry. And now he has Jeannie, his girlfriend, on there, and they do reaction videos to Reddit and stuff, and that's fine. That's entertaining. But he used to do what he does with that, he puts like at the end, he puts the thought stuff in there, and there's just all breasticles and all kind of naughty stuff hanging out. And I'm like, okay, and his face is like, "Ooh." And I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing there. But I mean, I click on it because I know what the content is. It's not all that. It's all just them reacting to stuff and laughing, and it's fun. It's a good video. So the content isn't even what the thumbnail represents, or the thumbnail doesn't represent the content, but it works for some people, I guess. I mean, he's smart. I guess he's figured something out. So I have to do that too. I have to convince Bridget to take some naughty pictures. Bridget, can you get that for me? Snip, snap, snap, snip, snap, snap. Bridget, could you reach up right there for snip, snap, snap, snip, snap? Like, what you doing? You taking my picture? No. I was just cleaning my buttons on my screen. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I have to figure that out. I'm going to discuss it with the wife and see what she says. Because this is part of success. I can't even speak seriously on that. But as part of the formula of success, sex sells. It still sells. Still, in 2021, it still sells. Through the pandemic, it virtually sells. Whatever. Maybe I'll play some games. I mean, that's a thing too, right? But I don't know. That's a whole nother kind of offshoot of streaming, right? I mean, not streaming, but I mean, I'm streaming now, but like playing a game and, you know, doing that. It's like, oh, I'm gonna play this, and that for me, it takes. I have to invest in. Oh, what's the hottest game? What's coming out? I got to get it, or I got to get all the consoles, and I'm not even in the generation yet. So it's like, it's not like. I mean, I had an opportunity, I think, at one point to get an S, and I think I want to get an S, but I'm like, I'm waiting because honestly, priorities. Computer's more important than a freaking console right now. I got a One X. I can hold off for a minute, but I need a computer to make my my workflow on the PC side more efficient. You know, so I can render stuff faster, better. You know, I got to get really 2 computers, but we start off with one. You know. Start off with the main boy, and the whole industry, the whole, you know, graphics card industry threw everything in a loop, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? You know, we gotta wait. So I have to wait. I'm gonna probably be waiting until next year. Honestly, to be honest, 2022 maybe the prices will go back down. Inventory will be regular or back to a normal number. The consoles will be in stores. I mean, I say this fall. At the earliest, like Black Friday, we might have some, maybe. But honestly, 2021 is a throwaway year as well. 2020, 2021, both of them. And it's not even because of the pandemic per se, but it's the whole chip shortage that was caused by the pandemic, and that kind of domino effect that is elongating everything. Whether it's dev time, this console cycle has just added a year plus. Because 2020 didn't happen. The consoles were launched, but they were literally soft launches because PS5's not ready. Xbox Series is not ready. You know what I mean? They don't have the Xbox don't have the tools, and PS5 ain't got no SSD. And it was poorly designed. Can't even go to sleep without going into a coma and having to get resuscitated and then come back and have amnesia. So come on, son. I would be mad if I bought a PS5, particularly because it seems like it has the most undercooked everything. Well, not everything, but it's the most undercooked. The most undercooked console, PS5. You know, how much more better can you make a PS5? Besides putting in the extra storage, which is actually, I would say, making it worse because you're adding heat. so your fan's gonna be louder. They just did an update, said, oh, performance, you got some performance, whatchamacallit, for the PS5. I'm like, how'd you do that? Did you put the fan up higher already? How's that working out? Or did you lower the resolution on the UI? Now it's 1800p instead of 4K. Whatever. Whatever. I'm over time. I'm tired. Like I said, thank you, Legend. Thank you, Bonds. Appreciate you guys. Whoever's in Discord, I don't know. But I thank you too. And I'm just gonna play this. There we go. I'm gonna play that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Till the wait.